Okay, so nobody's getting the truth from the mainstream media, folks. It's well past time to open your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Do your own research because something isn't right here. And if you can't see that, you are not paying attention, folks.
It's the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. Now that's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The important message that we need Australians to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. In line with that, I do encourage all Australians to please go and book your vaccinations as soon as you can if you haven't already done so.
Emma, get away!
When we are
All right, Cazz has just been shafted. How you going, guys?
And hang on, we're not going live everywhere either.
And we're not going live everywhere.
Yeah, hang on.
And it's all falling apart. I haven't even got my signage up behind me. Let's fix that, guys. All right. Well, what a night. There you
Start
go.
of the week.
There you go. What a start to the week.
I can't even get out.
Chaos. All right. Looks like it's all happening. I think you've got me. Desi got me.
Desi's got you, but we're
You
not.
yell out to me, Desi. Anyway, I think I'm up here, guys. So, all right, get what gets my ghoulies. ASIO, I suppose. But anyway, guys, at the moment, I saw that, and look, this is probably me being a bit at the moment, because I tell you what, we went to try and, like yesterday, we were talking to Mum. She got a phone back on so I could get hold of her. And, you know, for some reason, she got a phone back. But anyway, you know, we spoke to the nurse up there while I was on the phone. He said, yeah, it'd be good to get her outside in the sunshine, you know what I mean? Rah, rah, rah. So anyway, today we goes up and we think, okay, we'll get her out. And so I goes up there and Mel goes in to get her and they've gone, what are you going to do? Oh, we're going to take her outside. The chick's gone, and what's your name? She's gone, Mel. She goes up to the nurse station, comes back and gone, no, you can't take her out. We've had one COVID case in the ward. Now, I don't think it was a COVID case. I think it was because it was Mel that was going to bring her downstairs to see me. So you nurses, I got a little personal bitch with you guys at the moment, and you're going for a pay rise, better pay. Well, how about you do a better job and you stop being complicit with these freaking doctors? You must be awake by now, girls. All right, and guys. All right, you've got to be. All right, you know. And I've spoken to some of you in the hospital, and maybe got a few of you on tape, actually telling me that you know it's a load of bullshit. Yet you're just complying. So here's my message to you nurses. You want, you know, better pay. How about doing a better job? Stop killing our old people. Like, you know, I would well believe that, you know, it's happened to me. All right. So, yeah, you know, it's just insane. So, yeah, never got to see Mum yesterday. And here she is, a 91-year-old lady up there in the ward this morning, all right, breaking her heart, because she knew her son was sitting outside and all she wanted to do was go out and see him, and they would not let her, and they didn't get her. She ended up having a panic attack. All right. She's had a few of them the last few days, you know what I mean? But, you know, Mel FaceTimed me and she saw me and she was just crying, mate. All she wanted to do was come out in the sun, you know, and you nurses are complicit in doing this, you know, going, you know, these stupid instructions where, oh, no, only these two people can. How dare you stop people who are, you know, the daughters and sons of these people getting information? You know, it's just crazy what this government's, you know, this is just all off its tits, guys. All right. And it's got to change, and you are the change. So we need to get to work and just start changing shit. It's as simple as that. All right, Cazz, I can see her in the back of the studio. No clips in yet. So I got a few things here, guys. We can have a quick look at. Okay, so Barnaby Joyce, Tanya Plibersek, right? He slammed her for, and here she is, Plibersek. She doesn't care. She's making heaps of money, guys, but consistently smiling through a heated breakfast television debate about Australia's cost of living crisis. So the former national leader was trying to explain how a coalition government would stabilise the economy, and Labor front bunch butted in and accused him of not actually having a plan to combat the crisis during appearance on Together on Sunrise. Well, no one's got a plan, because the plan is to send us all broke and put us on the streets, guys. We know what your plan is. Okay, pretty simple. You know what I mean? We know what it is. Here we go. You know, you nurses, another one for you. The rise of super healthy young women with colon cancer. Okay, well, I wonder why. I really wonder why. You know, maybe we just need to start sending stuff to these hospitals, guys, on their different emails, anyone that can get all the emails, and start sending, you know, like, you know, reasons on, you know, why colon cancer's up, why turbo cancers are here, why this is happening, why everyone's sick. Okay, and as we know, it's just not the vax. The vaxxers is very sick. Okay, this stuff is coming and trying to get all of us, guys, all right? We know that. It's our environment. It's what we're living in. And, it's not real nice. But anyway, the one thing that's really nice is that we win this, all right? And these guys eventually find out what it tastes like to lose. Here's another an environmental protection agency, another one that Albo wants to set up. But they won't pass it through. Why? Because no one knows anything about it. They don't know what task it's going to be involved with. Just another money laundering scam to rip you guys off as quick as they can. I mean, you know, it's just unreal. And now here's one. England. Yeah, and this is just the mentality society. This is sad, guys. Pensioners sign up for double suicide pod instead of waiting for NHS treatment. So instead of waiting for treatment, because his wife's got retired RAF engineer Peter Scott, said he can't bear the thought of living without his former nurse, Christine, since her diagnosed with early-stage vascular dementia and has opted to die with her. So they booked a twin pod, guys, to actually go and die in together. You know, this is, you know, like, this is how old people, this guy's a retired RAF engineer. Like, it's just insane. You know, I every time I look at this mainstream shit, I just, you know. Anyway, yeah, I think Cazz in, because, yeah, this is, get me riled up. The more I read that stuff that I pull up there out of the mainstream, Cazz, the more it just does my freaking head in, man. These guys have just got, you know, like, man, I tell you, half a dozen of us guys could get into Parliament and fix this, you know, if they just give us a free run of that ship there. You know, we've got more common sense in our frigging big toe. Maxwell Smart had more common sense in his shoe phone than for his fucking, excuse me, these politicians have got in their head. Come in, Cazz. Come in, Cazz.
No, well, here's the thing. Look, as a society, it's really important that we look after our old and our weak. And if we don't do that, our society will naturally just cease to exist. It'll just crumble. You know, the rules of engagement were always throughout history was, all right, you might kill all the men, but you don't touch the women and children. You don't touch the innocents. And it demoralized the troops, but also they knew that there was a certain wrath of God that was attached to it, or whatever God that they served. They knew that it was dishonorable. So, like, the fact that this is going on in our society is just so appalling. You know, it's the degradation of life itself, but it's happening everywhere. Like, I'm seeing all over Twitter feeds the Honduran and Haitian migrants are basically taking people's pets and eating them.
Yeah, and eating them. Yeah, I saw that. That was just crazy. But, you know, look, guys, the good thing is, you know, don't be downhearted about it, all right? I know that was a pretty sour intro there, you know, it's just crazy. But the thing is, you're about to beat a side that's never been beaten, all right? We're going to make history, guys, all right? So, you know, get revved up. We got another week in this shit show, all right? We get through this week, and then we put our head down into next week. But that's what we're up against at the moment, guys.
Yeah, no, I mean, but the thing is that this stuff has to come out. It sounds bad, okay, because it is bad, but before it's been hidden. Now it's actually being exposed, and and so we can actually see what's going on. But that's just because, look, we're doing so well. Like we have we have got them on the run. Actually, I'll just jump around a bit here because it's just worthwhile actually jumping around. So the cease and desist that Trump put out now. He's basically put out a cease and desist warning anyone that's going to cheat in the upcoming elections that he's got people looking and that they will be prosecuted, and he intends to expose it and everything else. Now, he's actually what's interesting about that is now Rob Cunningham was on Nino Rodriguez overnight, and he's weighed in with this. Now, it's just going to take me a minute because everything got wiped again. So, yeah.
Algorithms, the fact that we have it all and these people are sick, they can calculate trillions of different scenarios per second with quantum computers. You can't tell me the good guys that have been in control, that have been exposing all of this corruption, waking everybody up, and now ordering cease and desist orders, don't know and haven't anticipated every damn thing these psychopaths are going to attempt.
So we are now in the closing act, aren't we? This is the closing act. This is the curtain's about to come down on the heads of these deep state criminals.
For the benefit of all mankind.
Wow, this is going to be big, folks. And it's starting now. That cease and desist that Trump put out there, take heed, folks. To all the deep staters out there, it's real.
And fear not, brother. The capital L law, 365 times more than any other law or teaching or instruction in the law book. Fear not, be not afraid.
Too right. Well, as I've always said, it's either playing out our way or we're going into another era of a different fight, guys. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's see what comes of all this. All we can do is endure and overcome. That's what we're here for. All right.
That's it. But something really exciting is that these people are rising up everywhere. And I want to show you one from the weekend. This one.
So it occurred to me recently that I've never explained my handle publicly before, why my name is Celine Against the Machine. Obviously, it's a play on words and it rhymes. Rage Against the Machine aren't my favourite band. And I do find it quite ironic how many punk bands have fallen to the establishment these days. Apparently it's now punk to say and do everything that the government tells you, so you saw that coming. But okay, yeah. But as for the machine that I'm up against, in order to tell you that, I'm going to tell you who I'm here for. So I'm here for the women before me who fought so very hard for our rights. The rights we are seeing being stripped away from our very eyes. The right to same-sex spaces, the right to same-sex care for elderly or disabled women in a hospital or nursing home, the right to play sport against other women. I'm here for the women that have been fighting this bullshit for years, who saw through it since day one. I'm sorry I couldn't join you sooner, but I'm here now. I'm here for the men who stand by us in this fight, like you lovely gentlemen here today. The men who know this is wrong, and instead of just laughing at it, they're willing to stand up and protect women and children. I'm here for the good men. I'm here for the lesbians who can't even meet in public or private anymore, who've had their dating apps taken over by pigs in wigs. Pigs in wigs, yes, pigs in wigs. Women have the right to be in a same-sex relationship without being called a bigot for not accepting girl dick. It's insane. Also, quick shout out to Carol Ann and the Lesbian Action Group down in Melbourne who are fighting the Human Rights Commission at the moment for the right to exclude men from a lesbian space. It's nuts. It's nuts. Men.
Look, she goes on, but what she has to say is completely awesome. That'll be up on the website. So, yeah, kudos to her. She's fantastic. Her handle is Celine Against the Machine, guys. So, yeah, she just nails it in so many areas. So,
bit of controversy up there on the weekend, guys. But yeah, you would have seen that out there. But yeah, it was a good, apparently it was a good little rally. So, or get together.
Well, actually, we do actually have that. Yeah, here it is here.
And who support my community. Do not criticise Akon, you cis hetero cunt. Yeah, hey, I'm a HIV positive male, and you're motivated.
Stay back.
Oh, yeah, I didn't attack any person physically.
Quite dramatic there, Chris.
So so that'll be up on the thing. That's Chris Covery's footage there. So he's put that together, and basically, people are basically getting very upset about everything at the moment. It's happening everywhere.
Anyway, just keep your head on a swivel, guys, and keep your cool, right? That's what we need to do. We just need to play it cool, calm, and collected because, things are going our way. That's for sure. From what I know and I've seen going around, okay, these things are all put out there to wake everybody up, right, and get things moving. So let's just be a part of it.
All right, so we've got 3 follow-on stories here, but we'll play this one first, okay? So this is the infiltration of the communism into the Greens.
1992, an older friend of my father who was from St. Louis asked me to go to this meeting that the Communist Party USA was having at the University of California, Berkeley. And he had studied communism and written books about communism back in the 60s and stuff. And he was curious because if you'll remember back in 1989, the Berlin Wall had come down and everyone was saying communism is dead, it's over. Then in 91, in December, the Soviet Union dissolved. And so this is 6 months later, the summer of 92, and the Communist Party USA is having a meeting. So he asked me to go out to this meeting. He said, would you go out there and just see what they're talking about? Because we won. This thing's over. And so I went to that, and for 3 days I sat there in breakout sessions and lectures and listened to these hardcore communists. And one thing shocking about it, too, I thought it'd be college radical since it was at Berkeley. So I dressed like a college radical with some radical t-shirt on. So I walk into the auditorium. There's 14 or 1,500 50, 60, and 70-year-olds with briefcases. And I thought, whoa, this is actually serious. It's not just some radicals. And many of those exact people, as I researched them later, ended up being in Obama's cabinet in 2008. And that's what motivated me to make the movie, because I realized, well, these are the people that were at this communist meeting with me back in 1992. But at that meeting, they laid out this plan, how they wanted to take America down from the inside. They were going to focus all their energies on that now. They'd been focusing on it for a while, but they realized they could never outspend America because capitalism and free enterprise is so successful. And that woke them up. Okay, we got to go to plan B. They just keep building more and more. And of course, we had all the years of Reagan where he'd really built the military up. So they realized we're in trouble here. And so that's what they talked about the meeting, how they were going to do that from the inside. And I didn't think that much about it, went on with my life. But then again, 16 years later in 2008 from 92, when I remembered what they had talked about, like one thing that is so clear how it had changed. They had said back in 92, we're going to use the environmental movement to take down the free enterprise system in America. And in 92, that didn't make sense because that was not a big movement.
All right, so that's right. So now what's interesting about that is Patrick Moore, who actually founded Greenpeace, he left Greenpeace. And he said the reason why is because it got infiltrated and taken over by communists. Yep. And then what you've got this situation where Rennick was talking about the superannuation.
Deputy President, and I'm pleased to speak on this urgency motion today. The need for a comprehensive investigation into the political and financial relationships between the Albanese Labor government, industry funds, super funds, unions, and their impact on government policy, specifically regarding net zero targets, wind and solar energy. Now, there is nothing that encapsulates the long march to the left than the takeover of private industry by superannuation funds. Because let me tell you that superannuation is communism. Now, I've got to be honest here. It's not often I'd say this, but I actually think the other side of the chamber sometimes has a better understanding of capital than what this side of the chamber does. Because I'm in this party because I believe in capitalism. Okay, I believe in people who risk their own capital. I don't believe in free markets. I believe in the risk-reward paradigm. Now, I'm in very good company when I say that because no less a person than Sir Robert Menzies himself says in the Forgotten People speech, in the last paragraph, we should not go back to the old and selfish notions of laissez-faire. There will be more control, not less of it. And I want you to think and ponder about that. There will be more control, not less of it. And the reason why Robert Menzies was so on the mark, that he foresaw the future. He knew that we are always at the threat of the communists and the Marxists, who are always trying to override our personal responsibilities. And there is nothing that overrides our personal responsibility more than taking 12% of a worker's wage and giving it to someone they've never met, and they may or may not get it back when they're 67. That is not capitalism. That is communism.
All right. Now, here's just to put together a couple of dots for me. Basically, what they're doing is it looks like they're taking the superannuation funds and investing it in all these green new energies.
Yeah, in your renewables. Exactly right. And what's that going to do? A big failure. Because we know
failure. You're going to lose your super.
Yep. No, this is money laundering. This is how they do it.
They are stealing from you, you know. Like
They steal from you every day, guys. We were talking about it today, you know, me and Mel, you know.
What's new?
Every time you go, you get taxed on something. It's just unbelievable. So, you know, it's the way it is. But, you know, we want to change it. Let's change it.
That's it. Well, we've got this follow-on story too about the buying up of the farmlands.
Yeah.
If you want to be a dairy farmer, southwest Victoria is one of the best places to do it. The fertile volcanic soils and a metre of rain annually make the Corangamite Shire ideal for dairying. The Shire produces more than 20% of the country's milk. Most of its 12 towns are centred around the dairy industry. But dairy's dominance is being challenged by a German company buying land for tree plantations and the carbon market.
They're taking out 5 or 6 farms in the one road.
We just can't sit back and accept what is happening. We've got to be loud and noisy community together.
If this trend continues, we will get to a point where we might have to import milk.
That's what they want.
The cause of this angst is Midway.
Midway's an Australian publicly listed company.
You're a dork.
Run a plantation management business specialising in carbon, and we export wood fibre.
It started buying farms for German reinsurance giant Munich Re last year and has $200 million to spend over 5 years.
They see Australia as a really good place to be planting trees, and they recognise the value of the Australian carbon credit system, which the Australian government's put in place and is well regarded globally.
Plantations aren't 30-year hardwood for building, they're for pulp. In
Pulp.
12 years, these blue gum seedlings
12 years for pulp.
wood chips from Midway's Geelong site.
But well, we can't have cows grazing there.
No. Yeah. No,
Hey?
no.
This is what they're up to, guys. 12 years, and it's going to produce what? Pulp.
Pulp.
Are you kidding yourself? And they got how much? 200 million to spend over the next 5 years. And if things go well, they'll just get another 200 million to spend. As long as they're eating up our farmland, this is what's going out there, guys, that you don't know about. All right. And this is why it's so urgent to be educating people and rallying up, guys. It's incredible what they're doing to us.
And it's going to get worse. You know, like we've got this situation with the RBA. Where is it? Sorry, just have to find everything again. So yeah, all right.
Don't worry. Hey, Adam Stryker, wood fibre to use as food additives. Mate, I got a clip here out of China, all right, off the mainstream. I don't know whether we got it in here, but it doesn't matter. We'll get to it tomorrow night, maybe. But yeah, man, and it's a racket with bodies from the morgues and that. It is incredible, guys. Incredible. And where to? The good old America. Good old America. It's unreal. But anyway, we'll get to that tomorrow night.
All right, Melinda Richards, she's actually said, oh, okay. So this has been talked about extensively in Australia in the last couple of days. Rampant government spending has sent Australia into an inflationary spiral, and the only tool available to the RBA is to raise interest rates, which they have done. which has done nothing because of continued rampant government spending. Why is the government spending so much? To ease the cost of living pressures due to high inflation, to bribe the electorate, to solve issues they have no business being in, because that's what governments do in Australia now. Culturally, politicians on both sides know nothing else. To turn Australia into a socialist country. Basically, yeah.
Unreal.
So she's right. She's right. So traditionally what banks would do in order to accumulate wealth is they would print lots of money, okay, make it available, low interest rates, and then they would actually clamp down on the money supply and up the interest rates. That way everything basically goes bust, and then they just come in and buy it all up. So
they have their plans, guys.
This is a formula. They know this, and so it's just outrageous what we've had to put up with. I just,
And all the while they're taxing you like 60 and 70% on your dollar, guys. That's what you're paying, man. Unbelievable. Think you're not a slave to a system? Well.
And they're so filled with hubris. Look at this announcement by Plevasek. Here, like with regards to that, she just basically got big news. We've just kicked off our 60th renewable energy project, a new solar farm in central West New South Wales. The 600 megawatt Birua Solar is in a win for the environment and households. This is just, absolutely outrageous. Like the stuff that they're up to, it's just.
Let's get the emails going to all these councils, all these places, guys. Let's get them going again. Pick your topic. All right. There's 1,000 topics out there. Pick your topic. Let's hit the renewable energies. All right. The wind farms and the solar panels, and let's hit the chemtrailing. Right. Let's have a go. Come on. Let's get everybody going. All right. And get it out. Everyone do their local MPs and that. Let's hit them.
All right, so now Ben Fordham's actually weighed into it. He's actually said that the Australian economy is in meltdown. We're in the longest per capita recession in history. Without mass immigration and government spending, we'd be in a full-blown recession. Now, as part of that, they actually admitted that, and Nicola Charles made a comment on it. I'll just bring that in. And basically one of them is they're building these medical facilities.
So I just shared a clip where the Australian Treasurer says that the economy would be much worse off if they hadn't invested in medicines. I think these people have forgotten that they work for us. Remember that chant at the protests where people were peacefully marching along during the pandemic saying, "You work for us, you work for us"? I think they were saying it to the police, but it's the same for the police, the judiciary, government. By their own argument, right, our investment in medicines has buoyed the economy. Some people call that money laundering. Not me, because no one asked for it. Also, you can't lie and fake up a pandemic, right? And it was man-made. We know that now. So that you can engage in this purchase of medicines. Is that what we're calling it?
We'll leave it there. That'll be available on the website as well. Now, somebody asked me a few weeks ago for this information, so I'll pop it into the chat here. But this is the class action against vaccine injuries. So I'll just copy that and we shall pop it in down here.
And there's hope. Yeah, guys, I heard in a chat today that actually Canada has outlawed the mRNA vaccines. All right, they're all getting done, but that could be a ploy too, because they're now manufacturing a different vaccine. But yeah, all the so-called Pfizers and that, they're getting rid of them all. That's the latest out of Canada. So yeah,
and they're also destroying all of the evidence as well. They're
exactly.
Good
point. Good point, guys. They're saying anyone with vials, get them in, There was a place where you could get them into, actually, so they can get them all tested and done.
All right. Now, Tony Blair, who's been quiet for a while. Tony Blair, dare we call him a war criminal? But anyway, look, let's just get on with the business here. He has called for a global agreement on social media speech restrictions. Okay. Now, I'm wondering if it has anything to do with this. Tony Blair and US pedophile Jeffrey Epstein's little black book.
Exactly.
So it's
yeah.
amazing how they all want to clamp down on free speech to save us, and yet they magically appear in certain little black books. Isn't it interesting?
And it's amazing just what people are being brought out, mate. I think the RICO laws and that are well underway, Caz. I can smell something in the background, mate. There's stuff going on in New York. There's stuff going on everywhere, man.
Well, the Office of Seized Assets, I've actually got it here now. I've just had a quick squiz at it. I haven't really had a chance to have a look at it. But this is actually on the US government website. But it's huge. It's nearly 3,000 pages long. And it involves, it's all transnational. It is, it's basically from Islamic countries, from European countries. It's
a good file, that, guys. Get it. I shared it on my Twitter today. Okay. So, yeah, you want to go and grab it.
Well, yeah. Now, I haven't had a chance to have a good look at it. If somebody's got a chance to have a good read through of it and do a breakdown of it, please do, so that we can actually put it on there. But, yeah.
I got a few other good ones too in the Guru. If you join the Guru website, guys, on Twitter, there's a Guru website channel on Twitter. And if you join there, I'm starting to drop some pretty choice documents in there, actually, for you to have a look at. And ones like that one and others. But, yeah. Anyway.
Okay, now, on the weekend, there was this, I believe, at, come and join us at the Woods Point Commercial Hotel. It was very good. These are some of the highlights from there. So, yeah, well done, guys.
Yeah,
that's
getting together. That's what we need. Communities coming together, right, to stand up for your little piece of the pie. That's what we want. And if everyone stands up, we cover a lot of the pie. There's a lot of people out there not happy. It's just a matter of getting everyone together, guys. And, promote everything, get behind everything. It's an awakening.
All right, we're at Hubba, so I'll play Beck's flyers.
In fact, hang on, guys. There was a guy fined $300. I think it was $300 for actually rock climbing in a place where only Indigenous males can now rock climb. He was a white fella. So, $300 fine. They caught him. Unbelievable, man.
First up, we've got Mondays at Maggie's. Mondays from 11 a.m. Macquarie Street, Sydney at the Governor's House. Also, every morning at 10 a.m, meet at the National Rock Gardens in Canberra for the Governors again. Every Saturday, Little Burley Markets, Forest of the Fallen, Canberra, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday, Daily Prayer Space with Melissa. The details for that one are on the flyer. Tonight at 8:30 p.m, I'm doing a Beyond the Deceptions episode with Pastor Paul Burton and Graham Bell to discuss Patrick O'Day's case and what we can do to help. On Tuesday, 10th of September, Parliament House in Canberra at 11 a.m. They fought for our freedom, now we fight for their freedom. A rally for the Brumbies. Then after that, at 12 p.m. on Tuesday, 10th of September, on the Parliament lawns, join us at the National AG rally, which is the Keep the Sheep rally. On September 21st from midday in Kinglake, West Victoria, Forest for the People rally. Save public use of public land and stop the Great Forest National Park. Also on Saturday 21st of September is Matt Lawson speaking at the Carisbrook Senior Citizens Hall, starting at 2 p.m. On Monday 23rd of September at 7 p.m. sharp till 9 p.m. at My Place in Frankston, Time to Rise with Craig Cole. Now, this one is a while away, but just wanted to give you all a heads up. 2nd of November in Canberra, there's people starting to plan a convoy to head down and support the Canberra crew down there that have been at the Governor's for 1,000 days on the 2nd of November. So further details will be announced soon. But yeah, keep that date in mind if you want to go on a little trip.
Wow, who done that painting? That was really good. Yeah.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so what's really good though is we are having lots of wins. If you actually have a look around the trap, it's not just, there's so many things that are going on all over the world, and they are pointing towards total victory. We are in a battle, but the thing is that we are having so many wins. You know, and it shows that these people do not have absolute power. Now, this is one of them. Ohio mayor tells entire school board to resign in the face of child pornography charges after teachers gave children a writing prompt to write a sex scene that you wouldn't show your mum. So, yeah, it's
Good on him.
really, yep, good on him. So, you know, so there's lots of stuff that's going on. Also, what's happening is this whistleblower about SEAL Team 6 has come out.
There's a lot coming out about
they're doing
SEAL Team
anything,
6,
even
man.
crashing an economy with a pandemic, COVID, to make sure that he doesn't get reelected. He will get reelected in Jesus' name. And when these documents do come out, when the congressman asks to hold hearings, subpoenas will come out. I'm ready. I don't know if you got your popcorn ready, Gary, but I got my popcorn ready for justice in this country. This 2020 has been crazy, but hopefully it's full of justice.
And I want to look at your Twitter here. You say a member of Congress received a majority of the documents last night. You also said a well-respected general that you all know and love said everything that came out is spot on. So you have some...
All right, so she's been dropping heavy bombs that basically, or information bombs, about SEAL Team 6 being basically that it was the Biden and Clintons that basically got rid of them. I don't know that there's any other way.
We all know what happened, guys. We all know what happens. All you have looked at SEAL Team 6. If you haven't, there's a lot of information out there at the moment. It is resurfacing. And this is what's happening. You know, some of these big ticket items, little black swan events, that with this information coming out, guys, all right, this is what we want. This is what we need. You know, these are big ticket items. Benghazi, the SEAL Team 6, all right, Twin Towers. Okay,
Also,
all these things.
Also, there's a lot more coming out now about the vaccines, and John Campbell's done a breakdown of a study involving the nanostructures.
A warm welcome to this talk. It's Friday the 6th of September. Now, I've heard about this phenomena years ago, of course, but only just got some evidence to support it, so we can only just report on it now. This is from peer-reviewed literature, and it's scientists based in Japan and South Korea. And what they've done is they've taken COVID vaccines, mostly Pfizer and Moderna, and cultured them, incubated them, to try and duplicate the conditions in the human body. And they've found nanostructures have developed. Now, I don't expect you're going to watch this video or be allowed to watch this video, but I'm going to do it anyway. And if by some chance a few of you actually get to see it, then that's brilliant. Now, here's the equipment that was actually used here. It's stereo microscopes. Now, basically all this means is you're looking at it with two eyes, therefore you get stereoscopic vision. And what happened was that initially they developed two-dimensional nanostructures, and then some became three-dimensional as well. And of course you can see that with a stereoscopic microscope. Let's go and look at some now. That was the equipment that they were using. And of course these days you don't so much look down the microscope, it all goes on a screen, so you can take copies of it. Now, these are from the publication. These are some of the nanostructures that were observed in, as I've said before, conditions that were designed to duplicate human cells in the human body that developed from the COVID vaccines, the mRNA.
We'll leave it there. It'll be fully available on there, but it's actually quite disturbing because the video shows the nanostructures actually capturing the cells.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah, I watched the whole video, guys, and it is quite... I mean, we knew this years ago. We knew what was going on, but now we're getting all this better, information and testing done. So, yeah.
That's it.
Anyway, yeah,
all
boys at my son's school attended to I talk by an outsider. My son come home describing rape as a snuggle with a struggle. And if that doesn't blow your top, guys, that should just friggin' blow your top. Let's,
Now, I just wanted to cover this. This is Lula. He actually organised a parade for himself. No one attended it. In fact, all of the people marched for Elon Musk and the freedom of speech. So that's the difference. There is a man basically having his own parade with no one there, and here are all the people standing up for liberty. So you can see around the world that the people are on the march, and the people have just had an absolute enough. Now, what are the people who have had enough of these ULIS people? And they're at it again. those of you that can't see, it's a
B
toy
on the
dinosaur.
deck. See you later. That's of
What does he
that.
take you away to repair it? Yeah.
So yeah, there's the one that I didn't bring in, but it was awesome. It was they actually got drones and they've got a box and the box is
Dropping
going over the
boxes
top.
over and fly drones, guys. Yeah, it's unreal. They're really like going above and beyond the Blade Runners and the crew over there. You know, we tip our hat to them. You know, beyond, above and beyond. What are we doing, Australia? These guys are, you know, they're improvising very, very well. And we're going well too, guys. Sorry, I shouldn't say that, but yeah, keep up doing what you're doing because it's doing it. It's working.
We're getting there. All right, so Dave, I'll tell you what. Why don't you wrap up? Because I'm kind of a bit behind the 8 ball here. But hang on, let me just check these. Let me just check and see what we've got up at the top. Households in England urged to charge phones and buy batteries this week. That's quite ominous. Coming from them. You've got children fleeing the Ukraine conflict, disappearing at the borders. Well, yes, we know that. And I'm not sure. Yeah, what's that one? No, I think I've covered a lot of them. All right, so we're going to be taken out by Kiss Your Sorry White Rabbit. This truth bomb song terrifies YouTube. It's a Pizzagate song. It's by Q Drops songs. And so, Dave, if you want to wrap up.
Yep. All right, back at 8:30, guys. So get over to Beck's channel. Have a look at what she's doing over there. Support her. Share it around. And let's get into another week, guys, where, you know, we know now. We're seeing a lot of stuff, guys, all right? This opposition is going to taste defeat, and you are going to be the winning players. So take heed, get psyched up, and let's get into another week of work, guys. All right, good night.
You guys know what this represents?
Tell us, sir.
Maybe it's the calm before the storm. What's the storm? Could be the calm before the storm. We have the world's great military people in this room. I will tell you that. And we're going to have a great evening. Thank you all for coming.
What storm, Mr. President?
But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea.
Let me assure you that this case will continue on against anyone who was complicit with Epstein. Any co-conspirators should not rest easy. The victims deserve justice, and they will get it.
Yeah. When blackmail's no longer the order of the day, those once protected are now become the prey. The hunters become hunted. Looks like someone shifting bricks. Keep your story like red. Hey, back to bed. Let me tell you, my mama always told me, never talk to fools. Those who offer candy try to lure you from school. Silly rapid tricks are for kids. The jokes on you surprise. Kiss your story like rabbit. The storms arrive. Kiss your story like rabbit. Ask goodbye. Yeah. 11-hour snitches demonstrate flip the script on you. Just cause the public's unaware don't mean it ain't coming true. Got wheels, you got no defense, got no more alibis. So kiss your story like rabbit. Ask goodbye. It's the great awakening from darkness to to lie. Wicked witch off the west, you'll find your broomstick a place to hide. This ain't the calm before the storm, it's sure enough stuff to ride. So kiss your sorry white weather, that's goodbye. I said kiss your sorry white weather, no place to hide. Leave our kids and guns alone and give them our money and all you stole. Give them their red shoes now, thanks for hiding in plain sight. Got no more rock, no chrome spray, looking like a 95. So bye-bye, black and blue, white girl, ooh, upside surprise. Kiss your sorry white weather, the storm to ride. Kiss your sorry white weather, have goodbye. When blackmail's no longer the order of the day, those once protected now become the prey. The hunters become hunted, looks like someone shifted bricks. Kiss your sorry white rabbit, pay back your bills. Leave our kids and guns alone and give them our money and all the store. Give them their red shoes now, thanks for hiding in plain sight. Ain't got no more rock, no chrome straight, looking like a 95. So bye-bye, black and blue, I could, oops, upside surprise. Kiss your sorry white rabbit, the storm to ride. Kiss your sorry white rabbit, ask goodbye. Kiss your sorry white rabbit, ask goodbye.